The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey, what is up, YouTube fam? It's Dupree, aka Darth Hater, here with some brand new, fresh Star Wars news for you. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and also check out my last video because it greatly helps out the channel. So let's get into it. The Mandalorian Season 3 has plenty in store for the Mando and the rest of the characters in the show. But one of the show's directors recently teased a new story detail about the Mando's upcoming arc. In the lead up to Season 3's debut, much of the discussion about Din Djarin has been focused on the idea of redemption. As the titular hero tries to rediscover his place among his people, this will be part of the journey where it all began, as a new set of episodes will finally bring fans to Mandalore for the first time in a live-action setting. Now that The Mandalorian inches closer to its Disney Plus return, one of the show's biggest directors expand on the idea of Din Djarin's redemption while teasing how Season 3 builds on everything the series has built up to so far. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly via StarWarsNews.net, the cast and crew of The Mandalorian Season 3 teased a culmination moment in Din Djarin's journey on the way in the next set of episodes. Director Rick Famuyiwa explained how the season will see Mando coming to terms with all the decisions he's made since Grogu came into play, while also understanding what it means to be a Mandalorian throughout the season. He went on to say, "This third season will act as a culmination event for the leading character dealing with his Mandalorian heritage, established in prior seasons as he rediscovers his path." He went on to say, "The exciting part about Mandalorian is that it started with this very simple and sort of elemental relationship when the Mandalorian met this young child and how it affected him. And I think all the decisions he's made since coming into contact with the child has sort of raised the stakes in terms of the storytelling of the show. And we've just been following that to sort of its natural place as he's experienced meeting people outside of his own creed and understanding. What it means to be a Mandalorian, to his understanding, and what it means to be a Mandalorian. So as we get to Season 3, it's really a sort of culmination of that. We've started with our original Mandalorian, but as the teaser said, he's not the only one. And what does that mean? So this season is really about kind of bringing all that together. Bo-Katan Kryze's character, Katie Sackhoff, also teased the idea of her character tackling what it means to be a real Mandalorian, noting that her one very clear way of seeing things will be challenged in Season 3. Coming into the season, she went on to say, "Coming into the season, Bo has some clear ideas about who she believes to be a real Mandalorian, and I think that is a really important place for her to start. She was raised one way, she thinks one very clear way, and her knowledge of that is being challenged. One of the things about Bo that I love, and we see a lot of this season, is that she's always growing and she's always evolving, and I think that's a really beautiful lesson." The armorer Emily Swallow teased a larger role for herself in Season 3. She said, "One of the things I really appreciate about the armorer is that she never shies away from a challenge. She's most of the time enjoyed someone else have to deal with the challenges, but I don't think she shies away from them for herself. I think we all enjoy watching other people work through challenges because we get to see them learn, and that sort of encourages us to learn because so we get to see these characters learn." Moff Gideon actor Giancarlo Esposito went deeper into his role for Season 3 as well, explaining that his character actually would like to really be a Mandalorian because of their strength as a group. Gideon loves the idea of duty and being in service in action, pushing him to be a great warrior while learning about himself along the way. He went on to say, "Moff Gideon would really like to be a Mandalorian, and there's a reason for it. That's his psychological real problem. He really wants to be a Mandalorian because the strength and power of the Mandalorians is not necessarily that they are individuals, it's that they are part of a group that have an ideal and a morality. And that to me is really powerful in their story. This journey this guy takes," as he points to Pedro Pascal, "in such a beautiful way is the struggle, and we hear it in his voice and we see it in his body. There's something about duty and being in the service and action that galvanizes him to have to do it. And within that, like, oh, I'm done now, I'm done. But no, because wait a minute, I still have to learn something about who? Me. And it's phenomenal. And how do you resist the unjaded personality that allows you to see where you came from. How can you resist that? You hate that little child for a minute. You hate that because it's showing you what you were, and then you become this effing warrior. So all of these elements of the story really intrigue me and allow me to be really thankful and grateful to be in this universe. The Mandalorian's helmet removal and the final episodes of both season 1 and season 2 set up a major turning point for him when he reunited with the armor in the Book of Boba Fett. Now it's clear that the idea of being a Mandalorian will be pushed to the forefront as he deals with the ramifications of those actions. While this won't be the end of the Mandalorian's run on Disney Plus, with the plans for season 4 already being formulated, some big events appear to be on the way for Din Djarin's story. And even though it's unclear what kind of resolution fans will see with the Mandalorian story finally coming into the Mandoverse, the leading hero will have plenty of huge challenges to handle as he faces the reality of his own identity. Well, that was all nice and inspiring, I have to say. As far as all these characters go, Bo-Katan, I'm very interested to see where they take her character. I know everybody is going back to the Mandalore, and I'm sure they're going to be setting up how she's going to try to take charge or take the Darksaber away from Din. So there's that challenge. And with the armorer, she's already tasked the Mandalorian to go to Mandalore and basically prove himself to be a real Mandalorian again, with the fact that he took off his helmet, so he has to reestablish himself with that sect of Mandos and basically not take his helmet off or decide who he's gonna be. And as far as Moff Gideon goes, that honestly is probably the most interesting part of the story, because last we saw he was in shackles surrounded by the Mando and all his crew, looking scared as Luke Skywalker came down the hallway and destroyed all his dark troopers. So obviously he gets free, and I just did a video a day or so ago about his new look, how he's gonna get new armor, possibly Darth Maul sect of Death Watch, you know, helmet with the horns and everything. So obviously he's gonna get free and then cause some havoc, so we'll see where that comes. And then he's still like tied to getting Grogu, so maybe we'll get some more of an explanation why he in fact needed Grogu, which I don't think it has anything to do with the Clone Emperor. I think that's just another secret the Empire's, you know, holding. I think this is just something deeper and darker. And as far as the Mandalorian goes, it's kind of like a choose your own destiny with this guy. Like, he wants to go back to Mandalore and reestablish himself as a real Mandalorian. On top of that, he also has the Darksaber, and going to Mandalore with the Darksaber, trying to reestablish himself as a real Mandalorian again, is going to come with a lot of problems and interesting story subplots. I'm honestly just like excited to see where they take this series. Jon Favreau has stated that he's already penning and getting ready to start pre-production on Mandalorian season 4, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna go to season 5 as well. Let me know what you guys think about this interview with most of the leads from the Mandalorian, but maybe there's hints in this little thing that I missed. Let me know you guys' thoughts down below in the comments, and as always, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell to get notifications for all my latest videos. That would be great. Anyway guys, take care, see you in the next one. May the force be with you. Bye.